T.O. is not here tonight, so we don't have adult supervision.
Is this the right intro? Is this the right intro?
I mean, it's close enough. Who cares, right?
I think so.
They're probably 2 beers into the Miller Lite by now, son.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Are live.
We are live. I think we're live. I feel live.
I do believe so.
There's
Howdy,
one
people.
live. Wait a minute, this is your show, James, right?
This is, yeah, I think so.
Get the guest of honor up there.
So we are live, and we are back from Huntsville. Two of us. I'm gonna have to turn that off because it's really gonna
2 of the 3 of us, anyhow.
live the crap out of me.
It's not the most annoying part coming through your screen.
Hey, it's working.
Thank you.
Yay. Oh, did you put
Like
the
they
colors,
said-
change the colors on there too?
I did.
Nice.
5-0 is blue. Fire's red.
Nice.
So we're back from
So-
Huntsville. We did not lose
Yeah.
Chuck at Huntsville, and contrary to what you might have heard, he did not have to sleep on the ground outside of T.O.'s camper.
Nope. Actually, I had
Found
a
a
good...
nice lady named Crystal who put him up for
Crystal, yes.
$175 a night in her trailer.
Well, she
about
paid
that?
me.
Right, it was 175 a night, right?
Yes. A night. I stayed with my buddy Dennis, Mr.
She had-
Genco Batteries.
I mean, she had most of her teeth, Chuck. It's okay.
Yeah.
Probably. They were all her teeth. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, she had that toothbrush.
Tooth. It don't
Right.
move too much. You got a lot of latency there, buddy.
Who, me?
Yes.
No.
Don't worry
He's
about it. You
fine,
can't help
he's
it.
fine.
If you mess
Actually, you
with
got
it, you'll
that.
break
You got
the
that
show.
cinematic blur going, man.
You do. You look a little cinematic.
It's
that's
probably
what it
the
is.
laptop.
It's
I don't have
fine.
the best-
It's fine. I'll
Don't-
just give
listen,
you a bad time.
We have to mess with Chuck's color about every other 3 minutes, so don't.
No, I'm back on the other one. I got it fixed.
So, yeah,
Well, that one time, you were greener than Shrek's dong. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was something wrong with you.
Well, you would know.
Well, I mean, I saw
about
Shrek forever.
About Shrek.
Right.
Was-
So, Charles, how was your Huntsville expedition?
Hey, I had a good time. It was kind of cool because you hooked me up with, who was it? Dave? Was it Dave? I think it was Dave.
Sean.
Sean? No, no. The guy, huh? Was it Sean? The guy that needed the radio and stuff?
That was John.
John.
Almost positive.
Which is Sean in France.
In
It's
France.
France.
It's
Yes,
Sean.
the French. And that guy made a killing. He got a FTDX 10 for $800. Supposedly had like 5 hours on it. And he picked up the tuner that we had talked about. He went with a manual tuner, and I told him one of the ones that actually it goes with the 811s, the big 811, the 800 watt one. And he picked up a few more things. He saved like $500 over buying it new, or more. Actually, more than that probably. So that was kind of cool. I got to talk to a lot of people. Got to meet people that I hadn't met yet, that you guys had. Joe Brett and his wife, and
Right.
a few other people. It's too many to mention, but it was good. Had a good time. The weather was actually pretty good, better than I thought it was going to be. Of course, I went from an air conditioning hotel to an air conditioning flea market, and never mind.
But you stayed with Dennis, so there was 2 queens in that room, and then one king size bed. Is that right?
No,
Right.
there was one king and one queen.
Who was Big
Oh,
Spoon?
you meant beds?
I mean,
Yeah.
who played the part of the queen, I think is what he's asking.
No, it had his room actually had a fold out bed, and that's for like a couch. And he let me
So that's
sit
where he
there.
slept. He slept on.
Hey,
You should have
know.
pulled that, man, Dennis. I'm old. My back. I can't sleep on that shit.
I got the gout, and I
Right.
have to get up.
Yeah.
I mean,
got
last year
rickets.
when Tio and I shared a cabin at Huntsville, I told him I'm old. I have to pee a lot. I'm taking the bed by the bathroom. Just
hey,
saying.
Abe, do you have those pictures of Dennis before and after? Before he went to Huntsville and after he went to Huntsville? And what happens when you don't have those?
No, I don't. I don't have the
was
before and after.
I was going to put that in my video. This is what happens when a nerd goes to Huntsville, afterwards.
Well, apparently he's got a taste for the liquors, is what I understand.
Oh, he had the fun. He
Here
had
we
lots
go
of
with
Man,
fun.
you
Quirky.
guys,
Eh,
all the talk scared my wife. She goes, I heard. Well, because I was included with that, and I wasn't partaking like he was, I should say. And I was driving up and down the hill there at
Here we
Monsanto.
go.
So
I believe that he
Yeah.
proposed to me on.
That's how he was
on
looking in
Friday
those
night.
pictures, all pixelated
you
like
know,
that.
I did check on him after we got back to the room. He went in the room, and I didn't hear much, so I went in and. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, he
he's
was hanging
asleep.
on me. He was hanging on me more than a cheap hooker when the fleet's in port, son. I'm
Nice.
just saying. I'm like, Dennis, really, we're not there yet, Dennis. You got to buy me dinner at least, maybe a cheeseburger.
gotta earn it.
He's
Right.
cheap.
Got her. Why don't you introduce Shane while we're at it here?
I will. I was getting there. I mean, he's like, we got like 30
Man, how do
minutes
you
before we
guys-
have to even talk about him. Isn't that how this stuff works?
Oh, I forgot
just
about
like
that. How did Evan even know about that? We will give him. I'm
You
going
just
to give you a
teasing
little
him now.
I think my neighbors heard that. Holy
a little advice. A little advice next time you fly. Now
Check your bag.
I've taken so much stuff with me. You can't check everything, Jim. I've taken so
wanna
much
keep
stuff
it,
with
you're
me in
gonna
the
check it.
past. So if you look there, that's 3/4 of an inch. That's how much my PowerWorks crimpers for power poles was over the limit. I guess they thought I was going to beat somebody over the head with it. I don't know. The guy takes it. They're going through my whole bag. And he's got it on the thing, and you can see everything that's inside it before he even opens it. Is there anything sharp in here, sir? I don't think so. So then he goes in. And then he gets it open, and then he's going through it again, trying to find where everything is. So they popped me for 3 things. I had those strippers. Luckily, they were under 7 inches.
I knew there were strippers involved.
There was strippers. There
what you're
was
saying?
strippers involved.
And then you had the male enhancement.
She shrunk
pills.
down to she shrunk down below 7 inches, and then I happen to have a Denko battery that was in there, and I go, "That's under the limit." He goes, "Oh yeah, I can see that, but I have to." He had to swab it. Is it okay if I swab it? I go, "I don't care if you swab it, dude." And then he didn't clean the swabber right because he was the new guy, and the guy behind him is like, "You didn't clean that well enough."
He's like, boy.
It would have been funny, except I was pissed because I knew they were
How
going.
much? How much were them crimpers, son?
They were $50.
Woo!
So he
I
goes,
mean,
"Well,
you
you
could
can
have gotten
check
a
it."
stripper with most of her teeth for that. Other
Yeah, he
real
goes,
stripper.
"You can check it." Oh, well, I'll check it. He goes, "Well, I have to escort you out of the security area," and I'm like, I'm not really looking at time. I'm like, oh shoot, it's gonna be really close then, you know. Then we were late, of course.
You know
We
that Shoney
boarded
had
way
himself
late.
a new set of strippers. He took them
Now
home
Dennis
for sure.
Dennis told me something like that happened to him one time. He went on eBay and he found it's a TSA. Here, buy this from TSA. We're selling the stuff that we're confiscating, basically. So
Like
you know
Austin?
those probably didn't make it. Well, this guy, I'll tell you right now that he couldn't have figured out how to use them anyhow. I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying he was dumb. He just didn't have a clue what they were.
You bought
right?
those on Sunday morning? Is that when you bought those?
Yeah, I had them for a whole day, man.
Which strippers were they?
They weren't strippers; they were crimpers. I've never had actual crimpers. You know, the ones with the little thing where it goes in and it stops them.
Power pole.
Tri-crimp.
Power pole.
Tri-crimp.
Power poles.
Tri cramps. Yep.
You lost your power pole crimps?
Yeah, I got to go back to soldering again.
Because he didn't want to check his luggage.
I should have. No, I did. I wasn't planning on checking. I've taken. You wouldn't believe the stuff I've taken through, and they don't even look at it.
I still am amazed that Chuck brought.
I would have asked to speak to the
15
manager. There's nothing sharp on these things.
No,
guess you
it's
could
they're
use it
they're
as a
7
club.
3/4 inches long. I guess so you can use it as a club. So if I took my my camera tripod, that's more than that's not a tool though. It has it can't be a tool more than 7 inches.
Mine's nine and a half. But
Oh, is it?
Oh wow, we're measuring. Okay.
Yeah, you would.
So
Yeah,
moving
measuring
away from
poles now?
Chuck's problems.
So yes, I was very pissed when I got to the plane, but then it got
Yeah,
better. They had,
We
they had
told-
booze
we
on board.
told everybody the other night, Chuck.
Oh,
So
okay.
the whole world knows about your crimper issue,
Yeah.
Sounds like a personal problem.
right? So tonight we're going to start
Yeah, thanks.
probably a new
I should have put
series.
everything in his bag. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. We're going to start a new series. We think we're going to see how it goes, and then we may just cancel this whole damn thing after tonight. We don't know.
I'm
So-
sitting right here.
Oh shit! There he is. So we're going to start. We want to
He
start a
obviously knows
series
what you're
called
talking about.
Ham of the Month, right? And it's not necessarily going to be a YouTuber. It's not going to be anybody that's fly satellites from my house. Kind of. It's just
Well, it's obvious
regular
it's not a
guys and-
YouTuber.
what you do with ham, how you ham in your life, and all that kind of stuff. So I was talking to Shane at Huntsville Friday night, Saturday night. When did you ask me if you could be on our show?
I think it was Friday night. The first
Friday
night I
night.
was there with Josh.
Yeah, and I'm like, you may go now.
How much did you pay him?
Poor person, won't go away.
Normally, we have to ask people to be on the show, so it's
Right.
refreshing.
Yeah.
Right? It well kind of was, but I thought he was like a little smelly of a groupie, and I was like, not. But then I started talking to him over the weekend, and I'm like, damn, he's actually pretty cool. So, and then Chuck knows him from something that y'all went to.
Well, just he was
Soda or
he's-
Poda or something?
He went to Josh's camp out. What, 2 months ago? A month and a half ago, something like that.
End of April.
April, and my buddy Javi's like, "Hey Chuck, when you get a chance, I got to talk to you about your antenna. One of the guys here has one."
he's
Like,
got it right.
and I'm like, "But I can't do it now." And I go, "Well, was something wrong?" He goes, "Oh no, it was the opposite." So I come to find out. I'll let you tell the story. I guess, how many contacts did you make that weekend?
Oh boy, I don't remember. I think the first, or when I did the POTA activation before the live stream, when Josh had the live stream on Saturday, I think I made like 75 contacts in like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It was.
And what were you using?
Damn, son.
What end-
Apollo.
The Apollo.
Yeah, the Apollo NFED, the 49 to 1 NFED.
Yeah, and there was other antennas there. From what Javi was telling me, he was like totally impressed. He goes, "This guy is making more contacts than everybody else combined, pretty much." I don't know if it's that good. He might have exaggerated a little bit, but what I kind of think is you were like very into it, right?
For what I had to work with, I did pretty well.
Yeah.
For
I mean, was
resources.
everybody else using like toy box antennas or something?
No.
Or did they? Was
Josh
there
had
some
his
shit
tech
antennas out there?
They had a hex
Josh
beam
put
out
up
there,
a
man.
tech team,
Okay.
and Adam had a prototype 10 meters 7 element Yagi that he built. And,
You might need to tune that thing.
he was having some issues with it, but well, I mean, he worked New Zealand with it.
That's nice.
Yeah. On
Yeah, but
10 meters.
didn't you get Thailand
I got
or something like that?
I got Indonesia,
Indonesia.
and South Korea.
You know what?
Hey,
Indonesia for me is harder than New Zealand or Australia.
There's
I don't know
nobody
if it's
there.
because.
Hold on.
Well, maybe that's what.
Thank you, Cliff. Much appreciated.
Cliff, yeah, we were trying to say
Thanks, Cliff.
thank you, but Chuck was on a roll.
And same thing, Andy Cowie's flexing his 15 months of membership. Thank you, Andy
15
Cowie.
months. Way, Andy. There you go.
And hold on.
And
Thank
innovation.
you, Andy Cowley. Very good.
So you were killing it with the Cartena Apollo, huh?
Yes, that's correct. I mean, I guess killing it for the resources.
Bill, you
I have
work for
available.
those guys.
Huh?
Oh, never mind. I was reading something from Bill.
Oh,
He's a pilot and he got frisked. TSA.
Oh.
Go ahead. See what you. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
what was I saying? Oh,
Hold on. Florida Todd, 9 months. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
whoops.
James.
Wow, that was
I did the install on
Thank
his
you, Todd.
car.
well,
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's right. You and
Yeah.
Tio and Florida Todd and somebody else was there.
You
A guy
gotta-
named Bill. I can't remember his call sign. He was a better of an installer than I was. He had a van that was just loaded with
Loaded with stuff. It was in my
Oh,
video. If you
Tectonic,
guys don't want to see
Tectonics
it.
Bill.
No.
Not that Bill.
Jim. His name's Jim.
His name's Jim.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Jim.
Yeah, I didn't even go to Huntsville, and I got this. So Jim,
How did you get that?
Well, Jim gave it to you, who sent it to me. So when I ran into Jim at Dayton and I bought this Alpha Delta switch, and I didn't realize it's got this dent in the front cover, which doesn't infect it at all. But I was talking about it on the show, and Jim reached out and he goes, "Hey man, I've got another with N-type connectors I can give to you." And I'm like, dude, it's nobody's fault that the first one had the dent in it. So it is what it is. I'm not mad. It doesn't matter. It works fine. And he's like, well, let me send you this one. I was like, no. And then sure enough, he slipped it to Chuck, and then it's here. So now I got two of them. So what I think I'm going to do is set
You
them
owe
up
me a
like,
pork chop sandwich now.
set them up like this. I don't know how I'm going to do it.
And
But
switch
that
each
way I
other.
can have many radios. I'm sorry, many radios going into many antennas, and I'm super duper pumped about it.
That ought to be cool.
Yeah, so to plug him, airwavesgps.com.
All right, and my hands are not touching the controls.
All right, hold on a second.
Jody.
Thank you, Jody.
Jody.
Thanks, Jody.
Now, but we found out before the show that Shane is a technician with the sheriff's department, right? So do you do installs in the vehicles too, or
Yes, I
Oh,
did
yeah.
that for 3.5 years.
that's
I was
awesome.
recently promoted in May to a Contact 1. So I've been doing a little more field level work lately. But I started out as an installer, and I did that for 3.5 years. So I did nothing but installs.
And
So
you
I mean,
guys
did
are-
you enjoy it, or was that probably at first, and then it's like, oh my god, not another hole I got to drill.
Well, when it's 111 degrees in the install bay, it's kind of difficult. But
No wonder
uh,
you're skinny.
huh?
No wonder you're skinny.
Oh, I know. Look at this. We actually just started retrofitting our cars with Axon Fleet 3 in-car video systems because our old dash cam system is falling apart severely. And we finally started doing that after like 2 years of contract negotiations. So I've discovered the hard way that any process within the government is not quick.
Usually the
Jody's-
answer is soon.
Yeah.
Jody's challenging us, Abe. I mean, I'm just saying he's challenging us.
All right, hold on a
Thank you.
second.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you, Jody.
Oh,
So I guess you're not afraid to go drilling holes in the roof of cars
I've
and
also
stuff.
got these too.
Hold that up again. Let me get you on
Hold,
solo.
hold it up,
layout.
son.
Oh wow.
Now, what is that, Shane?
That
Besides
is an
shiny
old-
and new.
That is an '05 control head. It still has the plastic on the screen. This was given to me by my boss at work. He gave me
That's
So
two.
that's government property that's not properly accounted
No,
for.
no,
is that-
no, no. He had them. They were his.
They were his,
So what are you
man.
gonna do? What are you gonna do with that?
I have. It's for your car. It's for a mobile radio in your car. It's a remote head. So
Or
it
what?
has
For what rate? You got a specific radio you're gonna mate that to?
XTL 5000.
Okay. 2-meter 440
I
P25.
have 3 in my car right now. I have
Oh, my
700, 800, UHF2, which was modified to go down into UHF1, and then I have a VHF high power in my little Toyota RAV4.
Lord. Right.
But you're like the Motorola guy. Somebody was saying that earlier in the chat. I think it was Steve, South Carolina. Steve was saying it.
Yeah, I'm known for that.
So Shane,
known
show
for
them
it.
your, show them, and let's talk a little bit about your Ham Fest purchase.
Which one?
The one you were pimping and that I might have drooled on a little bit.
Ah,
No, you definitely drilled on it. Don't even
No, that one?
like 5 feet away.
Yeah, that
Fuck,
thing looks
Sean.
sweet.
I'm gonna full screen you.
Right
There you
here?
go.
Yeah, hold
So
it
what
still.
is-
There you go.
Yeah, don't wiggle so much, son.
sorry. So this is,
Hey,
and
maybe
it's got
pass
a,
that thing. Don't just puff it.
so
up.
it's got a monster. It's kind of revert backwards on the camera, but it's got a monster
Actually, that's right.
orange button right here, and a huge channel knob. This is designed for firefighters when they got to wear the gloves.
Now, you were telling me that those have the newer ones have like a gasket that makes it hard to turn it, right?
Yeah, they
so
put
it
a
doesn't get
gasket
turned
right
in
here.
your coat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you have it in your coat pocket, your volume doesn't get turned.
Yeah. I talked about people complaining about the FT70 having two things to do, and that is a good reason for it to do that.
Oh yeah, that's right. It has a locking control or locking volume
Right.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
'Cause-
been looking for one of these for a long time, and I finally found it.
Well, I'm sure that set you back a nice piece of change. We won't ask exactly how much, but
Not
How
bad.
much?
I actually pay more in rent than what I paid for this.
Oh wow.
Evan Baccarat, he says he's got one. Now, I've got one that's the same color that's going to be all washed out from a green screen, but this is a turd pod. It is not the.
Yeah, it's not the same radio, man. Not even
Oh.
close.
I mean, it's close, Ape.
It's the same green, no. And thank
it's
you,
the same
T-Ray.
color.
T-Ray
Blend
hit it.
in.
Yeah. I got the.
Thank you, T-Ray.
And
I think
I
T-
want to jump in before we get sideways. I saw Shane the blind
Oops.
video. You don't have a beep button, do you?
Oops.
You wanted
Yeah, I didn't have a
that
beep
felt
button.
Like it was intentional.
we got to meet Shane, who does Adventures in Blind Videography at Huntsville.
Yes, we
And I'm
did.
ignoring that jackass down there in the corner. But anyway, he was really cool. Nice to meet him. He was patrolling the halls of Huntsville Hamfest. He's in the chat tonight. Did you
I'd
get
say
to
that-
Were you there? I know me and T.O. did. I thought you. Yeah, you came up. You met him.
Me? I did. Yes.
Yeah.
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell if you're talking to me.
Well,
or
he's
something.
saying
Yeah,
he said it was nice
You guys
meeting you, Chuck. It
Okay.
was nice meeting you, Jim, and Steve. So
yeah.
they
You
must have
guys
taken
called me and
ginkgo
said he was out in
biloba.
the hallway.
They must have taken your ginkgo biloba at the airport too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think T-Ray and Dennis were hanging out up at the pavilion quite a bit, weren't they?
On Friday night, yes, they were.
Yes, and I did get to meet T-Ray. Actually, I got to meet Dennis and T-Ray that weekend, so that was cool. And,
Oh,
and
by
lots
the way,
of other people.
Adam Dennis.
Mhm.
This is for you, baby.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, but you didn't pull the trigger on the laptop. He's got it working. He's
Well, let's
got
talk
everything
about
working
that.
now.
He told me. He told me.
Let's talk about that, Jim, and then tell us about how Shane convinced you to buy one.
Oh, wait a minute.
What,
Are we
the
talking
pager?
about
Well,
Yeah.
we got. I feel we need to address the laptop first. So the
All
laptop
right.
at Dennis got. There's a guy selling a whole bunch of old
A lot of stuff.
iPads and Android shit tablets and stuff like that. That's the brand shit tablet.
Right.
And I can't remember the brand of the one that Dennis got, but it
mobile
actually
mobile
is.
command?
That's it.
Mobile
It was
Command.
kind of a strange brand. It's a nice tablet. I don't need another dang computer.
Has
They were
GPS built in.
They were
His wife.
$125. They were a great deal.
But you didn't
You
need
know what?
another scanner either.
They were 75
No, I didn't.
bucks.
They were
so-
75 on Sunday.
Those
Yeah.
bastards.
I know.
I told you.
I would have. I didn't. Were you talking? I'm sorry.
You weren't listening. Yeah, you
Probably
weren't listening
not.
again. See what you lost out on? So I told you. I took you by and showed
I
it to
pro-
you. What are you talking
I-
about?
I probably thought you were pointing at an antenna or a solar panel when you were talking.
I'm
Yeah.
messing with some solar panels today.
That Sunday they were $75, and I was like, really?
Yeah, because he didn't want to pack all that shit up and take it home.
No, they're
Yeah.
beefy too. They're beefy tablets.
Oh yeah, he threw it down. Dennis takes it. He goes and throws it down on the ground. But it was on carpet. He goes. Only reason I did that because I watched their video and they did it on hard floor, so I knew it was cool.
Did
But
he get the
he's got it all
drivers
working
for
now.
it?
He did. The guy. He says the guy set him up with people to get the drivers,
Uh-huh.
and the guy said he's knew all the answers to all of his questions.
Wow. He's got a. Oh, he says the ones left on Sunday were broken. Oh, that's probably why. Probably
Oh,
why they were marked down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta get in touch with that guy then.
that's
well,
pretty
and Joe,
cool.
Joe Brett, did you get one? I don't
I think
you
I
did.
showed it to him, and then I don't know if he came back around and got one after that or not. I'm not
Somebody got one after Dennis got one because they were down to one. There was like 2 or 3 left when he got his.
Well, there was like 2 to 3 left, and then he reaches under the table and he grabs like 5 more to refill it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he
Shoot,
did.
No telling how many he sold then.
Yeah, he had a stash under his table.
He had some like high end Dells and stuff that sitting there.
Well, he's
Oh yeah, there was a ton of laptops and mostly
Laptops.
laptops.
terabyte, 2 terabyte ones with like 24 gigs. Man, they were hot rodded, I guess. I'm just afraid to buy stuff like that. So
Oh, speak of the devil.
And you should be.
Dennis
what's wrong?
just texted me.
He texted
Dennis,
you?
what? Dennis
Dennis
texted
was
you?
just texted me.
He probably sent you the link to the
Adam
drivers.
Dennis.
Oh man.
Because he wants one too. He may have already ordered his. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I
Well-
bought. Shane made me buy this. Shane was walking around at the pavilion.
I want one of those pretty bad. My neighbor has one, and
Okay.
the neighbor is the one that's in charge of the neighborhood watch.
Gotta
So
watch
she
that guy. Or her.
had gotten in trouble though because she was posting police activity during like when they were trying to like live where you're not supposed to do that. So
Right.
she had gotten in a little bit of trouble.
Yes, that's correct, Todd. RaisePagerSales.com is where you can find those. And he's got all
Oh,
kinds of accessories for them, you know, holders, the spare belt clips, battery covers, batteries.
Are you in cahoots with Ray or?
No, but
You
he.
getting a taste, or is he eating alone on this?
Who, what?
Never mind.
Is he? Do you get a taste of these sales? Or does he-
Well,
Oh, man.
Check the residence, everything's been forwarded.
Oh, now we're going to get in trouble for it.
that
You're
sounds
not going to get in
good.
trouble for it. This is not California, Chuck. We
That's
can
true.
do things.
Ape don't live in California either. He's Nebraska,
This
man.
is also not
Get in
Nebraska.
trouble for it.
Well,
I
don't
mean,
know
if you
where
commit
he is.
if you do a deed and you have it with you, I think they might yell at you.
It did sound pretty good, I have to say.
It sounds
Well,
really
so
good.
I'm going to be
Especially
doing a
on-
video on this, so I don't want to spend a lot of
Especially
time
on Jim's
it, but
mic.
These are you can get these dual band. Shane, I mean, tell the people.
You can get them dual band, various flavors. You can get them mono band, various flavors. It's all a matter of preference and where you geographically live. It also makes good for a really good travel companion. Because
Right.
mine's not VHF, but I want to get a VHF one because my girlfriend and I want to make a plan to go to Alaska at least once a year. And Alaska has a VHF statewide trunk system, and finding the offsets for those channels on a VHF trunk system is a pain in the royal butt. So with the pager, you don't even have to worry about any of that because it's just a receiver. Because the VHF commercial offsets are scattered all over the place. They're not like ham where it's standard 600 kilohertz shift. The commercial VHF offsets are all over the place. So it's kind of hard to
So are you
do
thinking
that.
about doing some poaching up there? So you just got to, be in contact?
Poaching? No.
Yeah.
The Alaska State Troopers up there are all encrypted. They're 100% encrypted up there.
Yeah, I'm not going to out him. I have a buddy that has a
Both of them.
site that sells those pagers, and I just checked, and this is why I'm not outing him. He was $100 more than Ray's.
Ray's got a sale going on right now.
That might be why. I'm going to call him up and be like, son, I need to know why you're charging more than $100 because I've wanted one of those forever. They're totally sweet, and Jim's got smaller feminine hands, so it looks bigger than it really is. But those things they're definitely sweet, and I'm getting one because I want to put it on my backpack strap right here.
I mean,
like, oh,
I'm thinking there's going to be an SDS
there it is
100
right
for
there.
sale on the Swap Meet channel in Toads pretty soon.
I can't see selling the SDS because SDS is really a nice scanner.
It is. The nice part about the SDS as well is it does multiple forms of trunking, whereas this is only P25.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And if you
Because
travel any,
The
right,
SDS
like at
100
Dayton or
will
Florida.
do SmartNet, it'll do Smart Zone,
Yeah.
it'll do LTR, EDAX, with whoever uses that still. It'll do Turbo, it'll do NXDN, it'll do Pro Voice.
I paid for the DMR license too.
Yeah,
I
the
did.
DMR upgrade.
Is that the G5? Is that which one you got there, Jim?
I got the G5, yes.
I got the
Oh, you
4.
got the G5.
Shane's got the 5.
Yeah, I
But
have
all
a 5.
I really want to listen to around here is going to be P25. Honestly, I probably screwed the pooch and should have bought the G5 because if I travel, unless they have a P25 on 800 megahertz, this isn't going to be any good.
I would say probably 90% of the trunk systems out there nowadays is 7-800. That's like the standard.
Okay.
That's the standard public safety is going to, unless your place like South Dakota or North Dakota where it's all VHF because of the terrain. But a majority of the public safety agencies out there go to 700 or 800 megahertz
Okay.
for P25.
Hmm.
Whereas
Okay.
Well,
Alaska's so big and vast that VHF just works better for them.
That's why they're doing VHF trunking.
But
I
it's
didn't
just
know that
like-
anybody did that.
It's just like ham radio. No radio is going to do everything you want it to do, right? So,
Right.
No.
but
Go ahead.
those are so nice. Those unication pages. Like I'm just you get. I'm so angry that Jim has that and I don't. That you wouldn't even be able to.
So this is a different guy than the guy selling the laptops, or the
Different guy.
different guy? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
see
don't know
that
who the
stuff
guy
there.
was that was selling the laptops. He was like or the tablets. He was like some sort of computer recycling company.
Yeah. I think a bunch of those laptops, and I was saying this on the show Saturday morning, I think those guys that get the laptops are buying those like from government surplus or something,
Yeah.
or a company that's going through a refresh cycle. Like we refresh all our PCs every 3 years, whether they need it or not.
See, we pay to have ours destroyed. At least that's what they're telling us they're doing.
That's
That they're
what they tell
destroying all of our equipment, but they're probably not.
The hard
I
drives
know
or the whole
very
machine?
hard.
The whole machine, Abe?
Yeah, Marvin's saying, what scanner did you say? Not an
Yes,
XDN.
100.
It's the. Well, we were talking about. Jim got the Unication G4,
Proclamation.
and the other one is the Uniden SDS 100.
And it does NXDN, I'm almost positive.
And mine's got a broken screen. My SDS 100. I gotta send it.
Yeah, Marvin, if
I
you're
don't
looking
wanna
for
talk about it.
NXDN, the SDS 100, yeah, you need to check
Fair enough.
Unit Insight, but I'm almost positive it does NXDN. It does DMR. There's no reason it wouldn't do NXDN. But it's
Well-
it's the SDS 100 is a very nice scanner. Shane, how does this work with simulcast systems? Is this good?
It works great. It works very well
Reception.
for simulcast.
Because you
yeah.
guys, where you're at, are simulcast, right?
Yes, we are simulcast. I think we have 19 sites. We're not very big. Orange County is not a very big county, so we don't need a whole bunch of sites. But we are simulcast. We have 6 different cells, coverage cells, which a cell is a cluster of multiple sites. That's just kind of gathered up into a cell.
So when you do ham, what kind of ham stuff are you into? I mean, we've been gaga over scanners and pages,
Yeah, I know.
but
Ham related stuff. I've done parks on the air. Really got into that for a while. Until the I'm sure you guys saw Josh's video when the canopy flew off at Bolsa Chica. But
Is that the restaurant?
no Bolsa Chica State Beach
Oh.
is a
I'm just kidding.
Oh, it was freaking windy there, man.
oh my god. It was fine in the morning, and then the afternoon the wind just really started whipping through, and blowing sand and wind and radios don't mix.
That wasn't you that had the 6-meter antenna, was it? It was the guy
I
that
was-
got you in there, right? It had like a
Um,
big Yagi, like a 6-element Yagi or something.
I
Or is
don't
that
think
something
so.
different?
That might have been something different. But I did a parks on the air.
That was when
activation.
they were on the island. The island one.
Oh yeah, okay, that was when they were in San Clemente Island. I did a POTA activation in Alaska and succeeded.
Yeah?
I got
Nice.
I got 14 contacts there. The propagation there this time of year, or the time we were up there, was very difficult. It's their propagation if there's not the best this time of year because the sun is up like all the freaking time.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the auroral circle has something to do with it. It has a hard time penetrating through the auroral circle.
he said that's right.
So, but I did manage to get an activation up there at the lake we were staying at for a few days. And then I got a kilo at a local park here at Chino Hills State Park, kilo 1139. I got a kilo there. And then, I've been licensed since May of 2008, and I was a tech for 2 years, and I upgraded to general in February of 2010 through the Cal Poly Amateur Radio Club in San Luis Obispo. And after that, I started getting into volunteer work, such as volunteering for parades, for communications coordination for parades, triathlons, siren testing, because up there they have Diablo Canyon, which is a nuclear power plant. So they have an early warning siren system up there.
You want
we
that to
test.
work. That needs
Yeah.
to be top shelf. I'm just
We need that to work 100%. Down here, though, I mean, let's see, ham related. I was a part of the Associated Radio Amateurs of Long Beach, so I've been in the radio room at the Queen Mary, which is pretty nice.
Very cool.
I
I mean, so are you? If you're at home, are you FT8ing? Or are you doing phone?
I don't really
contesting
have the
at all.
I don't really have the real estate to put up an antenna at home, so I do a lot of portable. And actually, from my car, I have a 3/8/24 lit mount on the hatch of my car. And one night with my Wolfer recoil, with my 705, I worked Alaska with only 10 watts at like 8:30 at night. So that was pretty fun. That was on
Oh, that's
20.
pretty sweet. That's pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
That was on 20.
So what you're saying is you're legit. I mean, that's a pretty impressive set of credentials there.
Yeah. So back to pagers, because Quirky James from James Hannibal from Quirky QRP, who's going to be on the show in the next couple 3 weeks, I think.
I heard he's local.
He's a
He's in
two call. I don't
California,
know
but-
where he's at.
Yeah.
I thought he was a Canadian.
I think
Oh,
he's in
Dennis?
California.
Did he say a boot?
A boot?
He was wanting to know if the little scanner receives analog signals down in the 150, 400 megahertz band. VHF, UHF. Yeah.
You can get it in VHF, UHF flavor, yes.
Yeah.
Now you can get it in UHF one because VHF is the full spread. 136 to 174. UHF is the one that's wonky and divided up into sections.
Yeah. Because you've got the ham side and then the public safety business
Right.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all a matter of personal preference.
Right.
I think James might be up by me and Dennis. I'm not sure.
He is. He's somewhere in the valley or something like that.
Okay.
Somewhere in the Central Valley.
Todd, you're right. You can panic longer before you slow bake or flash fry.
Oh, jeez.
I want to flash fry. I don't want to get.
Absolutely.
I don't want to get radiation poisoning and then spend 5 days with parts falling off. I just don't want that.
I think there's a lot of bleeding involved in radiation poisoning, so it's kind of like Ebola without the bugs. It's just
Is that-
Yeah, that
Is it
doesn't
kind of
sound
like
good.
that sarin gas from the movie The Rock? You know, the little green balls?
Yeah, I don't want any of that stuff.
I got a stab for that, man. I don't have that problem no more.
Oh, and also when we were in Alabama, we went to Buc-ee's.
Nice.
Hell
I never
yes.
made it to Bucky's.
Oh.
Yo, Charles, you don't have Buc-ee's out there?
No, we do not.
No.
No, we don't.
No.
Oh, okay.
I got to tell you, Bucky's has the
Oh,
best
we were gonna.
pork rinds. You want the ghost pepper pork rinds, and those things are fan-effing-tastic.
I got a
I got-
sliced brisket sandwich, and that was.
Oh my God, wasn't that was like
Oh.
magic?
How
that
good
was
I know I
love.
tried to go to heaven.
Dennis and I were going to hit Bucky's on the way back, but it was like about a 30 or 40 minute out of the way drive back.
Oh
to the
my
airport,
God,
so-
you old man! It was not. It was like 10. It was 7 miles from the exit on 65.
It's off of I-65.
it was quite
Right
a
there.
ways. You don't even know where we went, do you? You didn't even go towards Nashville.
You were going to Nashville. If you went to Nashville, you drove right past Buc-ee's.
Well, it wasn't on the highway where we were, but maybe we missed it. The close.
Chuck,
We're
I
on
seen
the
you. I
interstate.
seen you drive. Who was driving? You or Dennis?
Me.
Yeah, now I know why you
Yeah.
missed it.
Is that all
I
right?
don't know how the hell you got to Nashville without getting on 65.
That's why they were
cow.
late.
Damn,
We
son.
weren't late. We was on time. We had authentic Hispanic food, Mexican.
Shane,
food.
do you have a
It was really
channel?
good.
I do. I don't have. I need to be better about putting up videos.
Is it something you can
He's got-
legally share with us?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know how to do that. I don't see a chat.
Just
on
tell
here.
us.
Just tell us the name. I got it.
KI6QFI is my call sign. I think.
Quantum free interference.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one.
You could copyright. You pay me royalties enough to use it.
Okay.
No, listen. You get a free pass.
Ed
Unless
says there's
you
no
would license
Bucky's going
forever
back to
business is
Nashville.
I don't know where you are because you go north on I-65 right off of 565 and you drive past Buc-ee's. If y'all went to
We didn't
Nashville another way, you didn't get on the interstate.
So that is a charging.
We were
I
like
live
back
here. I know
roads.
where it is. Yeah, you took back roads.
This is a charging base for the communication.
Do I care about? Is that going to fast charge it better than USB does?
I think it does. Yeah. And it even has a USB port for charging like your phone.
You
Nice.
sure it's KI6?
QFI.
QFI. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pulling up when I do
Oh,
a
you know
search
what?
for it. I get this show.
Where's my phone?
Bucky's, T-Ray. Did you stop at Bucky's, T-Ray?
Hold on a second, Abe. I'll bring up my channel right now and tell you in a second.
We're going to
All
do
right.
a thing for T-Ray.
It's Shane KI6QFI. 2 words. Sorry.
Thank you, T-Ray.
Thanks, T-Ray. There we go. Now, well, hold on a second. This isn't you. This is a different Ginger Shane.
What?
They all look alike. I mean,
He's not wrong.
And he comes up for all kinds of stuff.
Joe Brett, I got me some Bucky's jerky. I've got like 3 bags left, and it is delicious.
Dude,
Steak-
you want any kind of
steakhouse?
jerky?
Steakhouse
man.
jerky. Oh my God, that's fabulous. It's awesome. T-Ray, what the hell is a beaver nugget? I saw them. I didn't get any.
They're okay.
What are they?
Beaver nugget?
They're like a almost like a corn pop.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. No.
Son, I can't find it. You're gonna have to do better.
I
Ah,
found
We got a
Shane.
private chat, Shane. If you can find your own YouTube channel, post it in the private chat.
if I can find my own rear end.
James Hannibal, you are just injecting a lot of the good comedy in this channel, son, since you started hanging out with us.
He said,
At first, he thought Shane was Carlos with a new haircut, because we ain't never seen Carlos.
My beard's not that long. I'm trying to
Oh,
find a
Lordy.
picture of it in my mobile
You know, my
info.
wife asked me if Vern's sixth wife did she ride with Carlos? Because he goes, she's bigger than Carlos. Well, most people are, but I mean, I think my wife is short and she's as tall as Carlos.
My 12-year-old is taller than Carlos, and she
Well,
is
yeah.
a girl.
Yeah, so Mark Wolf is saying, search is called, it just comes up with that other ginger YouTuber.
Oh, here you guys go. Look at this. I don't know if you can see this really well.
No. Oh, let me embiggen you. Hold still.
We can see it
Is that
now.
okay?
That's your Alaska contact. From
That was a
Oh,
park
yeah.
to park in Alaska.
That's
Park to
awesome.
park.
Yeah. That was a park to park in Alaska. That
When
was a
did you go to Alaska? When did you go up there?
We went. Oh, jeez.
Work's
Uh-oh.
calling. Son, we got a
I'm
problem.
going back. We went to Alaska June 27th to July 7th. So we were up there for
Okay.
about a week and a half.
I
Right,
got
Ed?
Shane the
Mine
Raper.
too.
Oh, it's Rapper. Sorry.
There's my
I gotta-
car.
Do you have a motorcycle?
No, I
Your
don't.
nice.
have a
Oh, that's your.
motorcycle.
Okay, that
That's
was
the
not
install
you.
in
Stuff
my
in the car. Did you
I'm
have
gonna
to
need you
put in
to
an
come over
extra?
and work on my install.
Did you put in an extra power supply to handle all that stuff?
Oops, backwards. That's the front.
You know, since you're technical, I thought you would, if you had pictures, you would have sent them to me because we could have showed them on the big screen instead of
No.
you air gapping them from your phone screen.
We still need the YouTube channel, by the way.
Yeah,
Right?
I know.
I mean,
no,
we haven't
yeah.
forgot that
Not to high
'Cause-
pressure anybody, but
because we're going to judge it. I mean, that's right. You know,
Okay, here's the chat. I think I found it. It says, do I click on join the chat? Is that what I click on here?
no, where it says private chat on the right side of your screen.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
And James KI5 OEB is asking how much alternator you run because that's my question too.
Yeah, right.
You just buy a diesel, you get big alternators, man.
Scott, you are exactly right. It's like a gas station presentation. Hey, you work at a gas station? Can you make me some PowerPoints or just slap some crayons on a construction paper for me?
Some PowerPoints.
How do I find out what my username is on YouTube?
Oh my lord, never mind. We'll die of old age, son.
Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Okay, here we go.
so you don't upload very often, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Okay, how's this? Does this work?
Let's see what we got. Should vet this before we share it.
Yeah, down at the
probably.
bottom, it'll say present, and you got to click that, and you can pick a
Hey.
window.
Hey, that phone call, was that Aunt B calling?
What?
Did you hear a phone call? He had a phone call a minute ago. I wonder if Aunt B was calling.
There is Shane's channel.
Never mind.
To everybody in the chat, y'all go subscribe to him for no reason at all because it's free and why not? How many subscribers do you? How many subscribers do you have?
I have
4.
Where does it say?
It says 1.
1.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you do have 4. You have 4.
Oh,
If
I
you go
have
to
four?
a, if you go to
It
a
says
booth,
3. It says 3 here.
Well, it's everybody's clicking on it, but I didn't notice this until just you're a foamer.
yes, he is.
Oh, I used to be.
And I'm looking at your subscriptions, and I see Ham Radio Clubhouse in here.
Uh-oh.
What?
Yeah, and I don't see us, and so that's a little bit of an issue.
We're there. We're
I'm
there.
in there.
That's somewhat
there.
suspicious. We have to be there because he was like, "Did you bring Ape?" I said, "No, I left him in Nebraska."
But he's got all kinds of train stuff on here. I'm
He
not
does.
judging.
A lot of train stuff.
I used to be a avid rail fan until I got a real job.
I thought that was called a foamer. You're calling it a rail fan?
Yeah, T.O.'s a foamer.
Is he really?
Yeah, and we're up to 14 subscribers, so that's a 1,400% increase. Just
Did
yeah,
you
Frank's
just
on here.
math that
Frank,
for real? Because if you did, that's witchcraft, son.
yeah. Well, Frank NLW, he's a foamer too. He actually works on the trains.
Yes, he does. He works for a short line or something, some branch line.
So I got to tell you, Frank, we talk sometimes in Discord, and he was having some problems with his FTM 500 not putting out the right power, and he had already. Well, I don't know if I should say this, but he had done some extra work on it. We'll just leave it at that. And he was able to convince you. You didn't even have to do any convincing. He just sent it to Yasu and they fixed it. So I don't know how he pulled that off, but good on him for that.
Well, who did this?
Foamer Frank.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right. But he got it. They fixed it fast, and he had it back in like a week and a half, something like that.
Well, Yasu is right here in Cyprus. They're very close to here. Their corporate headquarters and their tech shop is here in Cyprus.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you got some stroke with them? I mean, if I need Riesu business done, because they all drift anyway, do I need to drift one over to your house?
Perhaps.
There it is, Chuck. That was for you.
That actually.
I'm busy watching
well,
something here. Sorry.
Because the FT710, when I remember being on the Discord one night, and I stated that I got the FT710 for $785, and Murder Mike was like, "What?"
Yeah, I bet. I mean,
75.
that's a pretty nice pickup there.
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
$75?
No, $785.
Oh, $785.
Yeah,
That's a good deal.
because I'm a very part-time, employee at HRO. In
Oh, I
Anaheim.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
No.
it's been a
Yeah,
while
see?
since I've worked there, but I'm still
Liberty Cave saying something very insightful, but it's a lot of words, and I don't feel like reading all of it. And he's got some acronyms in there. But thank you, Liberty Cave. It sounds important.
Josephine County. Oh, I saw something
I'm just kidding.
That is a lot of reading. LC, that's a lot of reading.
on the
And you know-
IDRC GMRS repeater. Well, let's see. Joe Brett and I got to talking over the weekend about law enforcement because he's, works for the Union County
Law
Sheriff's
enforcement.
Office, I guess, in his home territory. So that was pretty cool.
LC, is the fire up there by your place?
That's what he's
Is that what
saying,
you're
son.
saying? Well, I'm asking him. He's telling me what the announcements are, but I don't know how that relates.
It says it's in NorCal, looks like.
He's just
Way
whipped
more
up,
cow.
son. He's probably been hitting the bottle. He's probably pulling a dentist, drinking the brown liquor. You know what I'm saying?
Could be. Dennis, I'm telling you
Sucking
now.
down on Grandpa's old cough medicine.
Right.
Dennis don't need no more brown liquor. No, Dennis don't need no brown liquor.
I thought
Oh,
I
yeah.
asked Dennis to come on the show, the Saturday show, and he was like, "Bro, that's so early in the morning. I can't do it because I'll be bourbon sipping the night before." And I thought
Yeah,
he was
Friday's
just
his
playing
night.
games. I thought he was joking. I did not know
No.
that he liked the
Friday
fire
night's his
water.
night.
Well, did you guys see it? What was it? Friday night at the Pavilion? Was it?
Oh man,
Chuck?
yeah, Friday night, yeah.
Friday night, Dennis was. Oh, really, Dennis? Oh man.
Well, maybe he had some pills.
I got to say, on Saturday night now, he had gotten Jesus since Friday.
Come
and
on.
He was just drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
This fire that Liberty's talking about, it's the up in the Smith River. I've been to that fire before years ago. We actually went into Oregon and back down into California. We went from 80-degree weather. I'm right on the back of this engine, and it's open. We go from 80-degree weather to snow, and then back into California.
Wow.
Yeah. We didn't really do much there.
Were you in a Type 3?
I think we got there towards the end. Actually, what I was doing was we were protecting houses, so we weren't at the fire. But
okay.
it was. I started carrying my fly rod after that when I go to those things because I was right on the Smith River. It was a pretty cool place. The people there had some beautiful places, man. It was awesome.
Oh man.
Not that I could fish while I was watching, but
That's one area
we did have off time.
That's one area I want to check out someday up in Northern California. Is Feather River Canyon. That looks.
It's
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Oh.
It's beautiful. I rode motorcycles through there.
Oh, that looks gorgeous.
So now do you get on 2 meters, 440 there locally any year?
Yeah.
Mess around on the local repeaters, the ham repeaters?
Yeah, we have
Public
a P25 network down here, a ham network.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
We a guy, Chris Buchanan, N6LXX, put it together. It's oh god, you know what? I'll bring up the link and I'll
You can go to the screen and share it.
how do I do that?
Okay.
It says present down in the bottom.
Present
So-
share screen.
Yep. I was talking to Dennis the other day, and I needed him to send me some pictures that we could potentially use for the thumbnail for tonight. And I said, just send him in Discord. He said,
here we
I
go.
got to get my girlfriend to show me how to use Discord.
Okay, is it working?
We
Yes.
can add it to the screen. You're sure you're not showing any cupcakes or anything like that? Okay.
It's anything with 2 girls on it, right? I mean,
That's correct. There it is, right there. I looked
Is
it
that-
up earlier today.
Is that the Papa system you're talking about?
No, this right here is
It's a different one.
N6LXX. It's a P25, and it's
Oh.
simulcast voted repeater system. It's 440 and 900. We actually have 900 here too, believe it or not.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and they're as you can see, you know, all these. They even have one in Urmo, and if anybody's been to Urmo, it is out in the boonies. Like it is in the middle of nowhere.
I see
like high
San
desert,
Miguel
isn't it?
on there, and that's what I drank when I was in the Philippines. Was the San Miguel?
Different one.
Different San
Jody
Miguel.
is asking, are you involved in the Orange County Arden Network?
No, I haven't messed too much with Arden. I know Josh does a lot of that. Okay,
Well, you
how
guys
do
have
I
the Papa system down there, right?
Yes, the
And
Papa
then we have
system is big.
and then I think we have the wind system up here.
The wind system is statewide, and it's also like in Nevada and Utah,
Right.
Colorado, I think. And then they have other repeaters around the world that are linked to it.
And I think Dennis actually was talking to the guy that runs that one at the hotel there when we went back.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's the one. Dennis can
Well,
correct me. He talked to him.
Yeah, he's saying that San Miguel's the stuff. When I was in the Philippines, the stuff to get was the red horse. So I didn't know this, but Dennis went to college in the Philippines, and so I'm gonna have to catch up with him because I've been there a few times for work. It's a lot of fun over there. I'll leave it at that.
Dennis probably didn't go to see them ladies that you were there visit. I'm just-
That was
he's
not
seen them.
not in the
Work related?
Philippines.
Was that work related?
Yeah, that was
Well-
a different country. But yeah, I just didn't know that, so I'm gonna have to catch up with Dennis, and we're gonna have to talk about
So
that.
Dennis says the guy's a true nerd, but guess who talked to him for like an hour and a half?
Dennis, have you been hanging out on the Insomniac net?
I think it's funny, Dennis saying he's a true nerd. It's like I've met Dennis. I've talked to Dennis a bunch of times. We recognize each other. Nerds. You're a nerd, Dennis.
Nerd alert. Nerd alert.
Well, you can tell by how far they pull their pants up. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
And
That's
they have
right.
the suspenders.
Right. I ain't got suspenders. You shut up, you ginger. So you got a P25 system. That is cool. I don't think there's any P25 repeaters here at all.
We have a
Not
P25
for
network
ham.
down here, and then we have some standalone ones too, like up on Santiago Peak, which is our highest peak in Orange County. It's only like 6,400 feet. It's not very high, but it's the highest one in Orange County. So that's the one I talk on sometimes. It's dual mode. It's P25 and analog, and it's a Motorola Quantar repeater, which is like a big box that either comes in brown or gold chassis. They're used a lot in public safety, but when the P25 trunking systems come out, they use GTR 8000, so they take their Quantars and, I don't know, auction them off or do whatever they want to do with them.
Did we not see some Moto repeaters at the show? Did you
Those
see
were XPR.
Yeah, okay. I didn't think those were Quantars. I didn't look at them because I don't need
Those
them.
are XPR 83 and 8400s.
Okay.
Those are good repeaters.
There was a lot of Motorola stuff there, but if you want to see a lot of Motorola stuff, Dayton, like 3-4 times as much.
There was.
It was,
There-
it
my-
was
all
like
over the
row
flea
after
market.
row, that stuff.
One of our senior engineers travels to Dayton. He drives to Dayton and brings a bunch of stuff to sell, like Motorola stuff.
Well,
Oh.
we may have talked to him because there were several people in that flea market. Oh my
It
God!
was like the back
5 or
corner
6
was just every guy there.
full of
had it.
motos. Full of
It's
motos.
like they travel together or something.
You can't.
Yeah, but
miss
some of those jokers got Motorola's that are so old. The screen's in Roman numerals. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Right.
like, and like the keys are all yellow. The one I was looking at, the keys on it were so yellow. I was like, I can't believe it's not butter. I'm like, I ain't gonna buy that thing.
Almost choked himself.
Slow
up on that
down.
one.
Slow your roll there, son.
Slow down, big guy.
He's just so funny. He chokes himself up.
I'm telling you, man.
See, there's another one right here. This is
Now, what are
beautiful.
you doing with all your motos? I mean, so you got P25 network. Are those all P25s or NXDNs or what?
P25. I have two NXDN HTs. One's an ICOM and one's a Kenwood.
Mm-hmm.
The Kenwood is an NX210. That's an old BNSF radio. It was actually a reject from BNSF because it was bricked somehow, and then a buddy of mine who works for them revived it. So it works now. And then the ICOM is a
You all right
31 IC 3161 DT, I think.
Is that a mobile or is that an
It's an
HT?
HT.
I've got an ICOM. It came from a bus. It was they call it IDAS, but it's
IDAS.
NXDN.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's a 5061. It's a mobile. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
HT.
IDAS and NXDN are the same. They're just ICOM calls it IDAS. Kenwood calls it NextEdge. That's the only
Right.
difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of Kenwood stuff left over. They just threw them in boxes, man.
Oh
They-
my God. That
You weren't
kills
allowed.
me,
You
Chuck.
weren't allowed to do anything with it. It's like we couldn't sell it. You couldn't do anything with it.
Oh,
I think the new guys just threw it in the garbage one day.
We had a sweet
Ow.
scope. We had a sweet scope at work.
Telling you, man.
It was like in pristine condition. It was like an older Tektronix, but it sat in a rack. It was rack mounted the entire time that we had it. Nobody knew how to use it or anything like that. And we ended up, I don't know what happened with it. It's gone. I hope we didn't send it to destruction, but I definitely would have been like, if I knew we were getting rid of it.
Crab walk out with that scope. Nothing to see
Right
here.
here, yeah,
Nothing to
this is
see
just
here.
my pager. This is my old school pager under.
That page.
That's right.
Pager from the 1920s.
First pager out.
That's
Well, Jim,
right.
did I show you that picture I have of all those 5000s in the bin? Yeah, I did.
No. Did you? I don't remember.
They all had holes in them.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that made me cry. You have that picture where you can put it up on the screen?
Where they
Not
drill a hole
hold-
in it. They drill a
not
hole
hold
in
your-
it so nobody can use it.
Yeah, they freaking drill all these radios.
And some of them still had the plastic on the screen.
Well, Chuck has the plastic on the screen of his Jesus 3000.
Because he
Think
can't
it's
see.
25
It's
years
like
old.
it's like brand new, never smoked.
Glenn, Aussie Ham Radio,
Got the
Glenn,
boxes.
is asking, do you find programming motos for non-commercial, is that easier or more difficult than public safety?
It's easy. I mean, so what I've discovered recently, especially with the 5000s, because their programming is more of a spreadsheet format versus the threes. Each channel has its own personality, so it's a lot to keep
Right.
track of. So I use Excel and I copy the frequencies in Excel in a column. And then when I go to the CPS, I just add, so like 10 channels. If there's 10 slots in Excel, I add 10 channels into the zone, and then I copy that column in Excel and I paste it in the CPS, and it puts all the frequencies in there for you. You don't have to do any. It's really, really handy. It works
that's awesome.
very well. It saves a lot of time.
My God.
Now, while he's looking for that, before he shows you this,
There it is.
son,
Oh my God!
send me that picture on Discord, Cletus. So right
Hold
now,
on,
so we
hold
can
it,
put
hold it up real quick before you
Well,
get
I was
off.
gonna,
Just everybody calm their parts down. That's almost you almost cry over something like that.
Dude, I
Yeah.
was bawling.
I mean, that's like $1 million worth of motos at least,
At least.
right there.
That's,
And
you
I'm-
could at least
I'm not
you could at
making that-
least crab claw them antennas.
Right, it's true. So, by the way, guys, Kyle is streaming right now doing CW stuff.
He's either
Yeah.
talking about Flex or he's doing CW stuff.
No, it's CW tonight.
He's doing some CW stuff. He actually gave a. I watched his video the other day about was doing contacts, quick contacts or something. It's actually really good info.
No, Kyle's
Yeah.
great.
Kyle's got some. I started watching.
All right, Jim.
I got
just
3 or
sent it
4 of
to you
his
on
videos in
Discord.
my queue that I
I
want to
just sent it
catch
to you
up
on
with.
Discord.
He just
Okay.
sent it to you, James.
Jimmy
I'm just
John.
proud he learned how to use.
Jim,
this.
are they new glasses you got on over there?
They are.
Blue blockers, huh?
They are.
Do they get darker when you go outside and stuff? Or
No, these are just reading glasses. All these are computer glasses and 1.75 magnifiers.
Jim flexing his new spectacle over there.
He is.
Well, it's to protect me from the radiation from the amplifier I got at Huntsville.
So what
Well, I got to
use-
tell you, I'm glad you got them because your old glasses were so thick. I figured you could see the future. I mean, these.
You are.
Yeah, he could pick up cable with those things.
They're just reader glasses, man. They're not even prescription. Jeez. Us. Let's see. Oh no, that's the picture of his mom.
I don't know if you guys have seen these.
Yeah, that's Smarty.
Yeah, I use this with a program called Unitrunker, and I can see what's going on our P25 system here.
So you went with that because it's got the bias T. Is that why you went with that particular model?
It's oh jeez, there it is. With the NESDR,
Yeah,
I think it has a TCXO in it. It's got a really good TCXO.
gotcha.
Look
Oh,
at
man.
that. That
That's
is
a
a
big-
travesty right there.
There's even I see a yellow one in that pile.
Oh yeah, there were multiple yellow ones. There were
Oh, yeah.
multiple yellow ones. They were all
I mean-
Model 3s.
So what's the average price on these? Like,
Right now, I mean the 7-800s, you can get those a dime a dozen because they're, agencies are surplusing them like crazy.
No. What was new price on these
The new
radios?
price on these are
Average.
average like $4,000 to $5,000.
Yeah.
That's your tax dollars, people.
Let's call
Yeah.
it $3,000 just to be fair, and that's
That's
4
for
or
the
5.
very, very basic model.
I mean, how
Right.
many hundred radios?
And
is that
Bofang
right
makes them for him.
times
Whoa.
$4,000 a piece.
And
That's gotta
they
be
even got a
top
busted
rated
ass
radios.
paper shredder in there.
Yeah, they probably drilled it too. That is a
We
trap.
They were trying to feed it through. Feed the radios through there. It didn't work.
We throw away so much stuff.
Tell
Like,
us why they're drilling the screens.
So they're drilling they're drilling the radios.
Hey, Kathy.
They
There's a story behind that.
That was hers, actually.
Those radios belong to Orange County Fire Authority. They brought us like several pallets of radios they wanted us to destroy. A lot of the law enforcement used XTS 3000s when we were still in Smart Zone. And Newport Beach Police Department, this is a very well-known story. Newport Beach Police Department surplused a pallet of radios, and it was supposed to be sent to Motorola to be destroyed. And somehow this pallet of radios slipped through the cracks, ended up getting shipped overseas to an eBay seller, or shipped overseas, an eBay seller picked or bought them, like bought the lot, and was selling them on eBay, not knowing that they were still keyloaded. They were still
Oh, boy.
programmed, and they were still keyloaded.
Explain
So
to us
you-
what keyloading means.
Encryption keyloaded.
You can listen to the stuff, the good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what it means, but I want to make you know.
No, you didn't, son. Come on. Look,
I
before
did. I
the
already
show,
asked it.
Jim's shirt was buttoned wrong. He had his one collar was like up like Dracula. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like this high, and then the other one
You
was all
hush
down.
your pie hole.
It's
You
true.
crazy, man. You crazy. You high.
That system has since been deprecated, so it no longer exists.
Too much
This is an
Miller
old
Lite.
3600 baud smart zone system that we had. And people started buying these radios on eBay, and then the local people bought them, and they started turning them on and seeing that they were still programmed, and they can actually listen to other agencies in this area, and they're like, whoa, what is this? And then someone actually filed a complaint online to our radio microwave unit that they could not hear the Fullerton Police Department very well, but you're not supposed to. So they came out to investigate it, and that's how they discovered these radios were slipped through the cracks. So ever since then, they started destroying radios before they even made it to the dumpster.
I guess it's cheaper to drill a hole in it than it is to reprogram it, right?
Well, the way they were doing it before, right now we just drill the hole. But before, one of our engineers designed a program to where we track the asset tags and stuff.
Mm.
But the system that was in the radio was deprecated anyway, so it doesn't work. The flash code wouldn't work, and so they're kind of useless. So there's no sense in deprogramming them or wiping them when you're just going to drill a hole in it anyway. So it's not going to work. I don't know.
Right. But nobody drilled holes in them or nothing. Huh?
Yeah, so you wipe out the programming, you reset it to factory settings, and then you drill a hole in it. Why not just drill a hole in it and be done with it?
Yeah, Ryan's saying he uses a hammer and safety glasses. I hope he's talking about destroying equipment. I'm not sure what activity he's talking about that he needs to gear up like that, but
I
just
don't
leave
know
it at
either.
that.
I don't know either.
Well, Shane,
Sir?
we kind of need to wrap up our show because we're over time.
All right.
And
I think
Abe probably has to make water, and he's not.
I
the
do
only one.
bad. I got to go
I
bad.
think-
I should have gone for the show, but
I
didn't
think
do
my
it either.
girlfriend watched the show. So, and she came out to T.O.'s campsite on Sunday night, and I introduced Chuck. Chuck met her
I met her
twice, actually.
She's a fan of Coffee and Ham Radios, he said.
She is.
Outstanding.
So she watched this show.
I'm her
I think she
favorite.
watched it on her lunch break, and and I sent it to my brothers. I sent it to my dad and my mom. So hopefully they're watching. And Bridget, if you're watching, I love you.
No, that's sweet.
Oh, man. Trying to make points.
Well, thank you, Shane. I don't know if we covered everything we wanted to cover. We do appreciate you being here. We'll put you on the invite back list. There's some people that we put on the don't invite back list, but that's
Right.
you're not going to go on that one.
That
this
one
is-
guy. I mean, Jesus.
That one
That
guy.
was-
I just want to say that my experience in Huntsville was fantastic, and it was really, 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 really great meeting all you guys in person. I
Yeah.
mean, I haven't met
Mine
Abe
It was
yet.
great meeting you, man.
Right. Think of how much better it would have been if I was there.
Oh, dude, that would have been a party.
Yeah, one
That
fourth
was-
better.
I'm
One
gonna
fourth better.
hurl. I'm gonna hurl. T. Ray, how is Chuck your favorite? He didn't even stay with us. I stayed reasonably close.
I'm everybody's favorite, man. Jim,
We didn't
don't
let
get jealous.
We did
Don't
not
get
let
jealous.
Chuck hang out in our neighborhood. We had
Jeff says that Jim just keeps coming back like a bad rash.
Like a bad
That's
rash.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's
We,
like those damn cicadas. They just never go away.
See,
Those things are noisy.
that's
man.
background noise from. I don't even
Oh, my
notice those
Lord,
things.
dude.
You're not the first person. I heard multiple people. What is that noise?
And they're together too. It's like they could have been a rock band because they're
Do
all.
they cause
in-
cancer?
They all do the same noise at the same time.
I had one hit me in the neck. That was scary.
Oh, I did too a couple times.
I might have
I
gotten.
thought somebody was messing with me.
And Mrs. Joe Brett came in. Well, I told this the other night on Nuggets, but there was apparently a spider incident at the Joe Brett cabin.
The cricket spiders.
Cricket spiders. That's right.
Crickets.
right.
We have orb weavers, dude. Those things are like that big.
Yeah, those things are no joke.
They're huge. They're harmless,
one-
from what I've heard, but they're massive.
Now, see, in Hayden's world down under, every spider they have down there will kill you dead, and it'll hurt while you're dying.
That is like Kong Skull Island down there.
Right? That's right.
We
That's
we
right.
had an orb weaver in the bushes out front, and I took my barbecue gloves. They're like silicon, and they're like this far, and I put them on and trapped him in a peanut butter jar, and took it to work. And I go to my buddy's office, and I just took the lid off the jar and set it on his desk and ran. He just
That's
gets
so
up, comes-
cool.
yeah, he just gets up, comes tearing out. He's like, "What the heck?" But those spiders are huge. They're no joke.
They're massive.
Hey,
Right.
had you ever seen fireflies before?
No, that was the first time for me seeing.
Oh, you
fireflies.
guys don't have those either?
No,
We don't have this. I've seen them
They're
since I was a
boring,
kid, but Arkansas.
That wasn't
and
many of
Oklahoma.
them, but growing up in northern Illinois, those things all over Illinois, those things are all over the place.
Yeah,
You
you know, I
We used
didn't
to
see
catch
them the
mason
first couple
jars
nights.
full of them.
It's the taxes
did
in
too.
California. They can't
We
afford. They
did.
can't afford to be there.
They all moved. I
Yeah.
don't know why they moved.
It
to
costs a
Illinois
lot to
then.
fly out here. Costs, you
It
know.
was empty, Lee.
It costs a lot
All
to
right.
get out of here.
Well, we got to hit the button, boys, because
All right.
I got to take a serious leak. I'll
Shane,
be
thank
bad.
you for coming. Appreciate it.
Thanks everybody in the
Yeah,
chat.
thank you
I
guys
can
for
see your
having
eyes
me.
floating. Thanks, everybody.
All right, Shane, hang on. We'll